I've been getting into a little bit of online drama lately, mostly with women, and I did make say in a video earlier, a few months ago, that I was going to make a little bit of an effort to be a little bit better. Um, it's a bit hard sometimes, but with the brain I got, but I'm going to try. So a few people, just offhand, on the Instagram, I've been inserting myself into a couple of conversations indirectly and by replying to comments on the post rather than directly to the post. And I probably shouldn't have done that. I did that with a couple of Riley's posts on Instagram, and I shouldn't have posted that. The thing is a little bit off, not horrendous, but just not real appropriate to a couple of the people, and they had to go back at me, and so I shouldn't have done that. So that's a sort of an apology to them and to one of the contestants. Um, yeah, I replied to him instead of the main post, and it is a highlight for your average person who's not a professional TV individual, and to be on the telly, it's a special moment. And I sort of ruined that a little bit, just a tiny bit for that bloke. Um, we had a bit of a conversation in the chat, but I probably shouldn't have replied to his thing, but he's all right. I don't know whether he won or not. He can't reveal that probably on the countdown. But good luck to him. I hope he won a game or two. So I shouldn't have done that. And also, I mean, he made an interesting comment that Susie was a little bit nicer than Riley to him, and we know that Susie's a very classy individual. Every report you hear, second or third hand, is she's a classy individual. No, that's probably not so true about Riley. Um, and he does wear glasses, and she would have maybe sensed a sense of inferiority about him. Um, this guy Cooper or whatever his name is. So she would have seen the glasses and sensed, sort of maybe he's an inferior, because that's how people like that think. A sense of any sort of sense of inferiority or sign is sensed as that way, because that's how Nazis think. But anyway, good luck to him, and maybe he won a game or two, possibly. But also on Instagram, I made some comments to Oberman, which were a little bit thing. I said she was a mangy old dog. I think I was a bit angry about some things, and I did have my account cut off, I think, briefly, because the dark mode was disabled, and I'm getting a white glare off the Instagram now, and so that was probably cut off for a minute, and the comments disappeared. Poor old Tracy. I don't want to pick her too much because she's can't help it. She is a good actress. I did say that, so I shouldn't have said that to her. Another hot girl off Twitch. I was a very hot English woman, a little bit cross-eyed, and they tend to be that way. The hot women, it's sort of a genetic thing, and we got into a little bit of a thing on Twitch, and I called her a fascist because she denied sort of any certain aspects of the autism, the Asperger's. Oh, that one might have been just a miscommunication. I got banned from the chat on Twitch. Can't even remember her name. So I had a bit of a go at her on Instagram too, but nothing too bad. So I probably shouldn't have called her a fascist. I won't be trying to get unbanned. I won't bother with that. I can't even remember who she is. Dark-haired woman, English, sort of a slightly posh accent. A very attractive woman, whoever she is. And another girl, Grace Power, supposedly. I got into a bit of a thing with her about a bit of a drama about a joke. And that was on Twitter, and then that went to Instagram, and I left a comment on her Instagram that was a little bit off, and she would maybe misinterpret that a bit. It wasn't a meant thing. I said sayonara, and she might interpret that as sort of threatening. She sort of did. I got blocked, but I did just unfollow her because I had to follow her to comment on the pages, so I had a bit of a go in the DMs, the direct messages, and the chat. So I hope she didn't misinterpret it too much. It was just an unfollow. So that wasn't too bad. And another girl on the Twitch, a breadtuber type, been fighting with the Schoolbon's Wolf people. I can't remember her name either. I did call her ugly and have a bit of a go and say some weird things. Probably shouldn't have done that, but she was a little bit rude to me, just offhand, and I sort of reacted a bit. None of it was too sort of dramatic. There were no threats in any of the things. They can be misinterpreted though. People sort of spin their own sort of meanings onto stuff and try to create drama on the internet because that's garners your sympathy, doesn't it? And but I shouldn't have said that to her. I shouldn't have said that to the other girl. Another English girl who was playing chess, I think, a few months ago. Oh, that wasn't too much. I denied the pandemic. And that was a deliberate provocation. That didn't last long. So, didn't last long in various sort of chats. So there you go. I shouldn't have called Overman a mangy old dog. She can sort of just block that. She was still chatting months after the drama, the other Twitter drama back in 2018. We were making dogging jokes sort of about this old woman was going to confront some Corbyn people, and I made the joke. I said, maybe they're not into dogging because she's going to meet them in the car park for a bit of a to-do, an old woman. And I made a joke about and she sent me the crumply face emoji, Oberman. So she was still joking around with me months afterwards. So maybe she forgot about it. Poor old Tracy. But I got blocked after that because there's court cases, a lot of court cases. Her and Overman and Riley taking Labor people to court and persecuting them. Oh, anyway, I won't get into that drama too much, but I shouldn't have sort of thing. But I just might quickly make a point. I won't be apologising to Riley, and that's because she's a fascist maniac, a member of the global financial elite. Briefly, I forgot about that. I forget about that sometimes. That's what drives her reactionary sort of worldview. It's not the poshness, not the wealth. Because Nigella's like that. She's posher and wealthier in her family, Nigella, but she's classy too, generally. Except for the coke and a bit of that. I don't want to drag that. That's on the public record. And a couple of other things. But I like Nigella. Generally, she's classy, and Susie Dent is classy. This other one is a fascist maniac, though, and she wants to kill the Untermensch, the wretched of the earth, the filth and scum that I am. Yes, I am. That's what I am. And maybe to her, a lot of just the ordinary people. Salt of the earth, ordinary people are filth and scum and just worthy of being wiped off the planet. And that's her mentality. But that's just how she is, I suppose. I'm a pretty sick and twisted individual myself. And that's how it is. I'm not going to drag her. I do defend her. Riley, can you believe it or not? After things make rude comments sort of about her appearance and that, and I do sort of pull them up a bit. Maybe that's simp behaviour. I'm still a bit protective of her. After, the other stuff that went on a few months ago. But that's, I'm over that now. But I don't like her being spoken to like that. And I'm still protective of her in that way. But, yeah, I'm a bit of a twisted individual. Criminally insane individual, officially. And that's how I am. And with her upbringing and her mentality, the Aryan sort of superwoman, ultra high IQ sort of person that she is, she wants to genocide us, the wretched of the earth in England and Australia and the whole world. That's the elite. That's the elite. But they're the aliens amongst us, like they live. They live. That's what they are. But you know, I don't really care. I'm just happy to put up a fight. That's the result. Doesn't matter that much as long as you show a little bit of resistance, a little bit of self, in a dignified manner, for your own dignity to fight back against that sort of thing and resist.